Now, the main hurdle that stop us from using this hydrogen as a fuel in case of hydrogen fuel cell vehicles, the basic two reasons are, one is the high cost of producing fuel cells and the other is lack of hydrogen fueling network. Now, these two problems or the hurdles, they are responsible for not adopting as hydrogen as a fuel. One, the cost of producing fuel cells is very high, and secondly, the hydrogen fueling network is not very appropriate. Now, why do we stop using fossil fuels for hydrogen? There are no doubt many advantages. The first thing is that burning of fossil fuels, the examples of fossil fuels like coal, natural gas and oil, which are used to heat and cool our buildings and run our vehicles, they produce large amount of pollutants and as such takes a heavy toll on the environment. On the other hand, as I have already told you that the byproduct of running a hydrogen powered cell is just a trickle of water. It will not cause any harm to human health or the environment. Now, coming to the second category of the future fuels, that is compressed natural gas, a mixture of compressed natural gas and propane. Propane is heavier than air and air is heavier than natural gas. It means a mixture of natural gas and propane, if released into air, they will dissipate in the environment, and if they have enough concentration, they concentrate enough and gets ignited, they can pose an explosive risk, because one is lighter than the air and other is heavier than the air. Air is sandwiched between the two components. Now, if ignited, it will cause you can say explosive risk will be there. Now, if we compare the calorific values of these two fuels, that is the propane provides more energy per unit volume than the natural gas. It provides about 2500 British thermal units for the same volume of natural gas that only gives 1000 British thermal units. The value, the difference is quite high, but the better part of natural gas is that it is less expensive than the propane. For example, the cost of propane is 6 times that of natural gas, same volume, depending upon no doubt where you live. If you are near the source of this natural gas, naturally it will be less expensive even then. Generally, natural gas is the cost of natural gas is 1/6 the cost of propane. Now, as both these propane as well as the natural gas, they are the petroleum distillates, means they are made up of hydrocarbons, they have comparable power, otherwise their powers are not different. Now, coming to liquefied natural gas, how this liquefaction is done, otherwise it is same natural gas. Liquefied natural gas, it is no doubt a natural gas, but it has been supercooled. That means it is supercooled to a temperature of minus 162 degrees Celsius. Now, what happens at this temperature is, at this temperature natural gas condenses to form a liquid. Now, what is the use or what is the benefit of compressing it or cooling it to this temperature. The main benefit is that when the natural gas is in the liquid state, it takes up to 600 times less space because it has compressed. It is taking less space than its gaseous state. Now, you will say that what then if it takes less space? The ultimate benefit of this is it becomes feasible to transport over long distances. Otherwise, if the volume is quite high, then its transportation will be difficult. But if it is liquefied, it will acquire less space, it will occupy less space, its volume will decrease, and this decreased volume makes it possible for easy transport over long distances. No doubt, this liquefied natural gas, it is an energy source that has much lower emissions, means the pollutants which are, because it's plain hydrocarbons which burn to give carbon dioxide and water. Other emissions, other harmful emissions, they are missing in this case. We can't say that they are not there, their levels are lower. They have lower emissions than other fossil fuels. The examples of other fossil fuels which have more emissions, they are oil or coal. And due to these lower emissions, it is regarded as a cleaner fuel. It's very cleaner fuel because it gives less emissions in the environment and as such poses less environmental problems for us. And if we come to discuss the properties of this liquefied natural gas, it is colorless, doesn't have any color, odorless, no smell, non-corrosive, that means it can be stored in any container, it will not cause any corrosion to that, and non-toxic, means it is not poisonous and as such will not be posing any health hazard. And the other advantage is that it is lighter than water. It has weight less than 1/2 that of water. Now, if it is lighter, naturally it is easy to transport. Now, the space occupied by the liquid natural gas was lesser than its gaseous state, that is the natural gas, and further its weight is also less when compared with that of water. It has only 1/2, rather less than 1/2 weight of that of water. Now, due to these properties, that it is having lesser emissions in the environment, it is regarded as world's cleanest fossil fuel. No doubt it is a fossil fuel, but it is cleanest fossil fuel, and as such it has emerged environmentally preferred fuel of our choice, because it is not posing any environmental health hazard. So, it is preferred fuel of our choice. So, this was about our today's lecture, that is fuel rating and future fuels. So, to recapitulate whatever we have discussed in today's lecture is, the first thing is fuel rating, that means how we can rate a particular fuel. The most commonly used fuels, one is the petrol and other is the diesel. Petrol is rated on the basis of octane number and diesel is rated on the basis of cetane number. Higher the octane number of a fuel, better is the fuel, better is the sample of gasoline. The fuels which are having higher octane number, they will have lower cetane number because the properties are totally opposite. Straight chain hydrocarbons have 0 or less than 0 octane numbers. On the other hand, they are regarded as better fuels. And when we discuss the future fuels, basically we have discussed 3 future fuels. One is hydrogen, other is mixture of compressed natural gas, and that is a CNG and propane, and the last one is our environment friendly fuel, that is LNG or the liquefied natural gas. No doubt out of these future fuels, hydrogen is the better one, but as we have already discussed, the main problem is higher cost of producing hydrogen fuel cells and the absence of hydrogen fuel networking. Then out of the CNG and mixture of CNG and propane and the liquefied natural gas, no doubt liquefied natural gas has an end over the second one. The reason again is that it has lower emissions than the other ones as compared to coal and other samples. So,